All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, the possibility became a reality today for the Utah Jazz as Quin Snyder stepped down as their head coach. In 8 seasons as the head coach of the Jazz, Snyder led Utah to the postseason 6 times, which included having the best record in the NBA in 2021. But for various reasons, Snyder will not be going forward with the Jazz. Now, recently, Snyder did undergo hip surgery. He's going to be taking time to recover. But to me, the biggest thing is that there's a lot of changes in the front office for the Utah Jazz. And typically, when you have a new owner and a new president, CEO, and all these different people in the front office who didn't hire you, who you don't know, you know what? Philosophical differences can be there. I know that the Jazz did offer Snyder a contract extension, but nonetheless, when everybody's not on the same page, somebody has to go. And in this case, it's Snyder. Now, like I've said before, though, for the Utah Jazz, this team potential wise has topped out. And I say that because the way that the Jazz are structured, being that they focus so much on perimeter scoring and living and basically dying by the 3-point shot, and you have a ball oriented guard and Donovan Mitchell leading the way, there's only but so far this team can go. And with that said, they're a good regular season team, but when it comes down to the meat and potatoes of the NBA playoffs, they'll be able to win a series, but they're not going to get any further. And in 6 seasons, with the 6 trips that the Jazz had with Quin Snyder as their head coach, they never got past the second round. So, I mean, that just gives you that sums it up in a nutshell right there what this team is. And, now the Jazz, they're going to be getting a new head coach, obviously. With that said, to me, it's only a matter of time before Donovan Mitchell becomes an unhappy camper, in my opinion. I mean, he's under contract through 2026. He is one of the better scorers in the NBA. But the bottom line is when you have a new head coach who really doesn't have a rapport with the star player, and it's in a smaller market like we have right now. And of course, a lot of these NBA players, they want to be in the bigger markets, they want to have the limelight, you name it. It's only going to be a matter of time before Donovan Mitchell says, you know what, trade me. So you can try to quench the rumors all you want, but sooner rather than later, at some point, you're going to hear about the Jazz shopping their all-star guard. Now, also, and I've also been adamant about this as well, at some point, the Utah Jazz are going to regret giving Rudy Gobert that big time contract. And maybe it's now, I don't know. But the bottom line is you can't give a $200 million deal to a guy who is a rebounder and a shot blocker while also being an offensive liability. And we've seen how it has hindered the Utah Jazz in some key situations. So let's see how that plays out. Honestly, at the end of the day, you're not going anywhere with Donovan Mitchell. You're not going anywhere with Rudy Gobert. I really I think it would be in the best interest of the Utah Jazz to start over. Because at the end of the day, you might as well trade Donovan Mitchell, get some players back, get some picks, try to rebuild. You might as well trade Rudy Gobert, get some players, get some picks and move forward and see what you can do. Obviously, you have a new front office. Let them bring in their head coach. Let's have everybody be on the same page, find a system that works and go forward. But at the end of the day, like I keep saying, and I don't want to sound like a broken record here, there's only a cap like a certain level where the Jazz can go right now. And you think about the elite teams in the West. Obviously, the Golden State Warriors are playing in the NBA Finals right now. The Dallas Mavericks are on the rise. The Denver Nuggets, you think about the Clippers, they're hoping to get healthy. What's going to happen with the Lakers next season with Darvin Ham as their head coach? A lot of different scenarios right there. But do you really see the Utah Jazz as an upper echelon team in the West going forward? And my answer, flat out, is no. They reached their pinnacle with this team. For Quin Snyder, only Jerry Sloan won more games as a head coach of the Utah Jazz than he did. And I guarantee you, this time next year, you're going to hear Quin Snyder's name linked to any quality open head coaching position in the NBA. That's how talented he is with his system. But for him to take the next step as a head coach, he's got to get back to playing an inside out game as opposed to playing an outside in game. It's only going to take you so far with the ball movement and knocking down the 3-point shots, especially when you don't have the personnel that can go out there and consistently knock down those 3-point shots. So let's see what happens with the Utah Jazz going forward. Let's see what happens with Quin Snyder going forward, and let's see how long it takes before Donovan Mitchell wants a first class ticket out of town, at from Salt Lake City to any other NBA city, looking to find a new home. As in my opinion, the Utah Jazz are a team that is in transition. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take the time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out, drop a line, and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.